as a follow-up to my Battletech video, these are some of my oldest gaming materials that have survived. There's gaming materials I had for much longer that didn't survive, and anything that I had for Battletech. This is I actually probably have a bunch of mechs that I made in an old filing cabinet, but as for books or miniatures or whatever, none of that survived except for these two books, which I picked up at a convention. I think it was Pandemonium in Toronto. It doesn't exist. Hey, if you know anyone who knows who ran Pandemonium, I'd like to get in contact with those people, because I kind of want to figure out if they want to sell the Pandemonium name. Anyway, so I picked it up at that convention, I think, because I don't remember going to other gaming conventions where I would have picked it up. But anyway, I was always into House Steiner, as opposed to the Federated Sons, and I didn't know anything about the lore of Battletech when I was initially playing Battletech. And really, I'm not even sure I got through these books, because look at there. I hope today that the newer ones, and I have brought in some newer ones. I'll go get the newer Jihad one. Do I have that here? Anyway, if I have a newer book here, I'll go through it just to see if it's better laid out than these. This is very 80s, 90s layout, because it was very limited back then. You could make stuff that is comparable to today's modern stuff almost, but that was very expensive. Like, the people that had those skills had higher wages, and then also the machines needed to produce that kind of stuff, and the time, and so this is what you got. This is even above basic, right? This is like they've put some effort into this, but it still pales in comparison. But it basically gives you lore, tells you about stuff, and it's not a lot of prose in here. This is the writing style. This happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, and there's a lot of this happened in here. So you need a lot of time on your hands to get through this, and a lot of, I guess, patience. But I didn't even know there was color. It's weird to have that. That's the thing. Like, color was way more expensive than black and white back in the day. So throwing in one color page seems a little weird. But back then, not so much, because you could really cut down your cost by only having color intermittently. I don't think that's the same case today. I don't think there's probably much of a noticeable difference between color and black and white at this point in time, which is why everything's in color. Oh, did that crack? I assume that they had already cracked by this point in time. I don't remember seeing. Yeah, I remember seeing those ridges on there. Anyway, the glue's kind of falling apart. There's a lot more color in this than I remember. But anyway, these are the lore books for... Oh, there we go. I guess I probably shouldn't have bothered opening them. I'm going to go see if I get a more modern book. Yeah. So this is a technical manual. Alright, this is Battletech Jihad. Well, I'm probably demonetized now, even though I'm not monetized, so don't worry about it. So let's see the difference. Smaller print, for one. Jeez. They really had to fit a lot in here. Still black and white, but better layout, better, use of fonts that are more pleasant looking, but not goofy. Right? And lots of, like, this. I think that the layouts were almost similar back then. So let's get into, these are just a whole lot of different Battletechs, this whole thing, right? So it's all going to be the same type thing. This is the discussion and stats on the mech. This is a picture of the mech, right? But you can tell it's got a bit better art. It's just a little bit better. It's actually not that modern in comparison, so it's from Catalyst Games now. And what's the year on this? I assume it's new because I just got it recently. It's probably on the front. Did I knock the camera? What is it? 2022. Topps Company. So does Topps own Catalyst Games? I don't know. Anyway, those are the old Battletech books I got. You guys got any? And how many times have they redone these books? Like, is this the original versions, or was there a version of these before that? And were there more printed in the late 90s or the early 2000s, or were they not reprinted again until recently? Because you can now get them at retail and distribution, so I assume that they've reprinted them. But I don't know whether they've updated them or put a new lore or retconned anything. But if you know those things, let me know in the comments below, and have a good day.